All right, good afternoon. It is 2:45 Eastern Time, Tuesday, October 11th, and we're looking at the trading plans from this morning, how they started and how they're going. And we'll start with trading plan number one. Initially, this just did not happen. We didn't get up to the value area low, so the plan was to open in range below value, which we did. This should not say move lower. I wrote that in. I don't know why, but maybe I was thinking after you sold the value area low, but we never got up there. So we were at number two. Open in range below value, move lower to buy the prior low of day area. So that would mean buy it on a bounce, however you want to do it, a little aggressive, or wait till it comes back in, or buy it below the prior low of day if you think it's going to come back in. So that's sort of what that means. And that did work, but what I liked it for was the prairie dog. So we came out and bought it on the way back in. And I want to show you on the minute chart kind of how that played out. So we've got the open is right here. Let me make this red. That doesn't really help it. So the open is right here, if you can see that. Okay, right there. And see, it's a very low confidence open. The first minute was back and forth. Then we traded up and came all the way down here. But when it came back in, let's look at reward risk. Came back in through the prior low of day. Now that was a really good trade. I think I was making the video at the time, or at least I had started to make the video. So I had this little area where there was low volume way back in 2020. And this morning I actually put this little area by it, because yesterday it served to contain the low. And then, well, might work again. So if you came back in, you got in like right here, and your stop was just below this area, well, the next minute came up here, it went all the way up here through the overnight. Let's say you just took it off at the overnight VPOC. That is 32 ticks, which is 8 points. 8 points per contract. So that's nice. That's a nice trade. All right. So we're going to look at the next story here. What happened next? Well, we kept trading low. We came on down farther, and the idea in 3A or 3B was to take out the overnight low, look for, anticipate continuation to certain points, which would take us into 4, but I'll get in there in a minute, and look for shorts against the overnight value area low, prior low a day, overnight low. Whatever your strategies or whatever things are giving you signals, or however you trade, right? If you believe it's going lower, if we have reason to believe it's coming back through again, or once it comes out of yesterday's range, selling the overnight. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I was thinking of something else. And then the exit, I put this in on purpose. Exit and inflection points, because I really felt strongly about buying these inflection points, which was a bit prescient, and because. Not because I know anything, just because that's what happened a week or so ago with some inflection points that were from way back on the continuation chart, and they worked really well. So I don't expect this to work well today, and it did. So exit inflection points below for reload short. Again, if your conviction or the news or whatever's happening, you believe we're going lower, to add on or initiate shorts against inflection points with continuation, meaning you get through them and then they come back up. What was support is now resistance. You want to sell again. Or to prairie dog the overnight low. So let's look at what happened here. All right. So again, every little vertical line represents a TPO, and the overnight low is all the way down here. All right. So this was a bit choppy through here, the prior low a day. But once we came back out, I believe someone could have held a short against the prior low a day. So this worked, okay? I didn't take this, but this worked. Now there's a whole bunch packed into this, but this one worked, okay? It's prior low a day. I'm not going to run like how much somebody could have gotten out of this, but you can see how far it came down. There's the overnight value area low, which is confluent with a overnight VPOC way back from October 2nd, and then this is I believe a pivot point. This could have been, you can see how it came back up against this little area. This is what I mean by the 4 trader. So what was support is now resistance, and short against that. You got the overnight value area low, came down through, I guess you could say there was a bit, no, that wouldn't work. I wouldn't like that for short. But anyway, came through. Here you go, back in. Okay, back in the overnight low. Now the inflection points below are all the way down here. We didn't get there. But this was your moneymaker right here. This is the low of the day. So Prairie Dog overnight low. Boom. Now that has taken us up, and I did take this. I took this, and I was done very early in the morning, which is kind of how I like it. Even though I'm really trying to trade later, that's set up pretty early, and it's like, well, I gotta trade my plan, right? Of course, I have to like it. I don't have to trade it. It's not the boss of me, but you know what I mean. So I think I had a couple trades in here, and I reloaded here something. I might have even, I don't remember now. That's just how it goes. When I was in sales, I would meet people all day long, and I would have to remember their name for a period of time. And I remember the name. I use their name quite a lot in a sentence. I like to let people know their names, that I know their names. But, I did that day in and day out. And when you're meeting, 6 to 10 people a day and remembering their names all day long, and you don't see them again, mostly ever, once they leave, you sort of like get your brain just, I don't know how it works, but at any rate, you forget. So like it's the same way with trades. In the minute, I'm kind of absorbed in the trade, but like later in the day, I've gone and done other things. Things have happened. I've talked to people, this and that. I've been thinking about it, and it's like, well, gee, I don't remember. Now, of course, some of them you do remember, particularly the ones that are super painful or ones that are like super home runs or something. But there were some good trades, but I did have some a little bit of a bad time somewhere in here, it seems like. But all's well that ends well. All right, enough about that. So there were opportunities to, on the way back up, do the where support or resistance becomes support, right? Or the back end on the overnight. If you missed it on the overnight low, once we get in here, something's changed possibly. If we aren't going to short and come back down and have a big chop area down here, well, we might be just moving back into range and continuing, and that's exactly what happened. So I don't even want to look at what this could have been. I mean, I was not going to sit here for hours. I mean, it would have been worth the money. But I wasn't doing that. That's not where I am and what I'm doing right now. I've got other things going on right now where that's not my program. But here is the value area low right here. All right. So the idea was to, let's see here, take out the overnight low by inflection flow. Didn't happen. Well, number 5 was to open a range in value, move higher, look for 80% roll. Well, that didn't happen that way. But remember, I said if we, maybe that's why I put move below. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little stammering here a bit. I don't remember why I wrote move lower. I know I did it later. Either way, I talked about story number 5. I'd have to go back and look at my video here. Story number 5 morphing into, this morphing in, if we got up to the value area low, I think that's just how I said it. If we got up to the value area low, morphing into, after this stuff, morphing into looking for the 80% roll. So that's what happened, right? And you got to be flexible. I can't make a 20-point possibility list, right? You've got to be able to, like a Rubik's Cube, kind of mix and match and shuffle it a bit. As things happen and unfold, and this is what happened. So we came back in, and it looks like there's opportunities. I mean, this 1 minute bar, that's a bounce. That looks like 14. That's like 4 points. I mean, somebody could take 2 points out of that or something. I'm just pointing out, like, not everybody trades that way, but I do. But here you go. It comes in and it becomes support, and there's a move higher. Then we have a new TPO. It actually pops out in TPO number F a little bit. And I did mention this in the video, like if we get in here and you see, if theoretically the value area doesn't have to necessarily adhere to the strict guideline of, well, no, that wouldn't be a guideline, the strict rule So just look at it as a guideline. Now, we actually, this is important. We came out in 1 minute, it's a 1 minute bar, of the value area low, and we came back in and closed inside. It'd be another story if we closed in here. Might want to hesitate a bit. The next bar comes in here, comes out. You know, it went in there, right? Next one opens in there. I don't know. You just have to have a feel. But look at this big long tail. And it closed up in here. And now you're back in. And voila, right? All the way up in the next TPO to the value area high. Boom, 80% rule complete. Now we come back in here and we've got 80% rule to the downside. Most definitely here because we came outside. But I would call this, I would call anything in here, once we've come in, I would call anything like right in here what I mean by theoretically. You know, like the concept, extrapolating the concept, the theory of it to work, you know. And you just take it a piece at a time. But you can see that right here, if you would have known to get short right here, okay, look what's happened. Boom, fulfilled again. 80% rule to the downside. Now, did I write 80% rule to the downside? No, but, you know, again, I'm going to be doing the 5A, 5B, and some of them it's good to do that, but it's like, you know, if we start to rotate, yeah, you might get the 80% rule both ways. That happens. It's happened last week. All right, I'm making this too long a video. Looks like now we've had some news or something, and here we go back down to the low a day. Is it gonna, like, are we gonna have an extension towards the end of the day down here? I would say maybe, and I would be looking for if this is gonna be if we get back down there, take out the overnight, buy inflection points below, right? All right, thank you very much. Plan your trades, trade your plan, be patient, wait for them to happen, and that's what I'm trying to do. And or, you know, if you can get done early and go do the other things you got into trading for, maybe you got into it more than making money, like leveraging your time. Go write your book, write your song, plant your garden, do whatever you do. Thanks a lot. Make it a great day.